So good morning everybody. Happy Monday to you all. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Welcome to Monday's Move, Breathe and Stretch class. Today we're going to begin in all fours and our hands on our knees. If you suffer from knee issues, feel free to pop something in and under your knees. You can put a blanket, a towel, anything at all in under your knees. So from all four, shoulders stacked over wrists, knees hip width and distance, and we plant our feet into the mat. We're going to start by moving our spine first. So on an inhale, look forward. Tilt your pelvis forward, lift your sit bones, so arch your spine. Draw your belly button towards the mat. Exhale, rounding your spine, tuck your chin right into your chest, push your hands into the mat. Inhale, look forward, pelvis tilts forward, lift your sit bones. Exhale to cat pose, push your hands into the mat, chin to chest. Inhale, look forward, pelvis tilting forward, lifting the sit bones, arching your spine. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Just continue with a few more rounds of cat and cow pose. Remember to move with your breath. On the inhale, you look forward. On the exhale, you tuck your chin to your chest. So these are two great poses for warming up your spine, lubricating the joints of your spine. Get the spine moving in the morning, usually very stiff in the morning. Our bones become hydrated overnight. That's why we become a little bit stiff. Also, fascia builds up in your body. Fascia is like your soft skeleton. It needs to be moved. And then coming back to a neutral spine. And from a neutral spine, we're going to slide our hands forward to puppy dog pose. Key in puppy dog pose is keep the hips directly over the knees. Slide the hands forward. Slide your hands forward. And melt your chest into the mat. So you should feel a nice opening in your upper body, your chest, your shoulders. Option 1, you can rest your forehead on the mat. Option 2, you can rest your chin on the mat, or you can come right up on your fingertips and continue to melt your chest into the mat. Making sure we're not leaving the hips come forward. If the hips start to come forward, it's likely you're going to slide forward with your hips. Okay, so send the hips back, over knees. Melt the chest. Take 2 to 3 more breaths here, puppy dog pose. This is a great resting pose. If at any time in your practice you need a breather, this is the pose to come to. Nice. Now from here, you're going to walk your hands over towards the left hand side of your mat. As you walk your hands towards the left hand side of your mat, send your right hand past your left hand. So right hand past your left hand. And continue to melt your chest into the mat. Now sway your right hip away from you. Feel that opening along your rib cage, along your side body. And take 2 to 3 breaths here. So from the beginning of your practice, your breath is very, very important. In our yoga practice, we breathe in now through our nose, awakening prana, getting the energy to flow. Prana is life force, energy. And then we move to the opposite side, so walk your hands out towards the right hand side of your mat, send your left hand past your right hand, melt your chest into the mat, and sway your left hip away from you. And hold for 2 to 3 more breaths here. Nicely done. Walk your hands back in. Place your hands back in under your shoulders. From here, you're going to tuck your toes under. We're going to make our way back to our first downward dog. So to do so, tuck your toes under, push your hands into the mat, lift your knees off the mat. Keep your knees bent for a moment and push your hands into the mat. Lift your bum high in the air. Then begin to straighten your right leg. Observe the tension along that right leg, the back of the right leg. Straighten your left leg. Bend your right knee and walk it out. So for our first downward dog, feel free to move any direction. So usually you'll feel a lot of tension along the back of the legs. Feel free to walk it out. Paddle the feet. Or maybe swing the hips to the side. As you bend your right knee, sway your hips to the right. And same the opposite side. As you bend your left knee, sway your hips to the left. Maybe nodding yes and no. Releasing any tension in your neck. I think coming to a still downward dog. So still downward dog, we're looking for, you can call it upside down V shape or shape of an A. Working your heels to the mat. Engaging your leg muscles. If you really tighten your hamstring muscles
and you're trying to straighten your legs and engage your leg muscles, it's likely you're going to be too far forward. So if you tight hamstring muscle, just take a slight bend in your knees. Then push with your hands and lift your bum. Okay, you get just as much out of this than this. Too far forward. Take another breath here, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. From here, walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your time. As you walk your hands back towards your feet, cross your left foot over your right foot. Place your fingertips on your mat or even on your shins. Left leg crosses over right. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. So now you should feel a nice stretch along the back of that right leg, I'm just going to call it. Hamstrings, into the glutes, into your lumbar spine. Every exhale, try and get deeper without forcing yourself. So you push your body once or twice, too often, and you'll hurt it. Don't push into pain. Remembering, if you're feeling pain in your practice at any time, you need to back off. Pain is no good. In yoga, it's not more pain, more gain. More pain, more damage. Okay, inhale back up to a halfway lift. Release the cross in your leg. Step your right leg over your left leg. And fold forward. Chest draws towards thigh muscles, top of your head towards the mat. Really nice hamstring stretch, glute stretch. If you're a person that holds a lot of tension in these areas, this is a great pose for you. Excellent. Release, cross your legs, feet hip width and distance. Take your hands to your hips, tuck your chin right into your chest, and slowly roll yourself up to a standing position. And allow your head to come up last. Nicely done. Let's move to the top of our mat. And let's get a little bit of a flow going. Today's class is going to be flowy class, but I'm going to give options for everybody, whether you're a beginner or not. I'm going to give options for everybody as we flow. So standing with your feet hip width and distance, option 1 or option 2, big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Engage in your leg muscles, ground your feet into the mat. Hands drawn to your side, shoulders drawn up towards your ears, back and down. Engage in your core muscles, drawing your navel in. So Surya Namaskar A. Inhale to Urdhva Hastasana, raise your hands up overhead, look up towards your hands. Exhale to Uttanasana, forward fold, release your fingertips to the mat. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we're going to step back to our first plank pose. To do so, bend your knees, place your hands on the mat, step your left leg and your right leg back to plank pose. If plank pose is too much for you, just drop your knees to the mat. Think of a plank. Plank is nice and straight. We don't want the hips too high nor too low. And if that's happening today, just drop your knees to the mat and push. So in plank pose, push that mat away from you. Round your upper back. Firm up your rib cage. Firm up your thigh muscles. Take an inhale. As you exhale, option 1. Drop your knees to the mat. If you're newer to the practice, point your toes away from you. You can take this one. This might help you today. And lower all the ways to your mat. Tuck your elbows in against your rib cage and look forward. Lift your chest as you inhale. Feel that stretch along the front of your body. Your back muscles warming up. Helps strengthen our back muscles. And as you exhale, push your hands back into the mat. You can come back to all fours and back to our downward dog where we were a while ago. So downward dog, again, we're looking for that A shape. We're looking for a stretch, calf muscle, hamstrings, glutes, lower back. Pushing the mat away from you. You gaze between your feet, that's your drishti point. Now look forward towards your hands, come right up in your tippy toes. Bend your knees, step, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift, look forward, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Root the rise, push your feet into the mat. Inhale, bring your hands back up over your head. Look up, reach up, ground the feet. Exhale, hands back through your center line. And back by your side, nice done. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, raise your hands, look up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale to look forward, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Inhale in our plank. Well done, everyone. Exhale, lower to your mat. You can drop your knees, otherwise bend your elbows and resist as you come down. Point your toes away from you. Inhale to cobra pose. Back bend, look forward, slightly push your hands into the mat, looking forward. Exhale, tuck your toes under, push back into downward dog. 5 breaths, downward dog. Looking towards your hands, come right up on your tippy toes, bend your knees. Again, you can step, you can walk, or you can hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Root the rise, push your feet into the mat. Inhale, bring your hands back up over your head. Look up, reach up. Exhale, hands back through your center line by your side. So we should be getting nice and warm now. Inhale, raise your hands. One more round. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale to look forward, lift the chest. Exhale, step back to our plank. Left leg, right leg back, plank pose. Inhale and plank, we have the first two options. Either drop the knees, bend the elbows lower all the way down. Otherwise, you can bend the elbows lower halfway down. Roll over your toes, bring your chest forward. Inhale to upward dog or cobra pose. Hands as straight as a deeper back bend. See my knees, my hips are off the mat. Exhale, tuck your toes under, push back to downward dog. Nicely done, everyone. So even in downward dog, I want you to be present in downward dog. Even feeling, observing the stretch along the back of your legs. Through your spine helps strengthen your wrist joint, elbow and shoulder. So if your shoulders are going too far forward, you may not feel that. So push, push, push them out away from you. Lifting your bum behind there, or sit bones. Tilting the pelvis forward slightly. Drawing your shoulder blades down your back, creating that space between your ears and your shoulders. Just another breath here, downward dog again now. Exhale. Gaze forward. Come up in your tippy toes, step, walk or hop, top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, bring your hands back up over your head. Reach up, ground the feet. Exhale, hands back through your center line. Back by your side, nicely done. Adding a balanced posture, tree pose, Vrikasana. We'll work off our left leg first. If you're a little bit uneasy in your balance, use the wall, okay? And you can bring your hand on and off the wall. Spread your toes nice and wide of your left foot. Option 1, right heel to your ankle. Option 2, to your calf muscle. Option 3, above your knee joint. Never push into your knee joint, okay? Protect your knee joint. So pushing that right foot into the side of the left foot. Right knee is out to the side. Get a nice opening through the inner thigh, inner groin. Hands to prayer. Find one spot on the floor, gaze at that spot. Your ankle's kind of doing a little bit of shaking side to side. That's quite good for it. It's building up the strength in the ankle, the muscles in and around it. Gaze at one spot. When you can, reach your hands up over your head. Vrikasana, tree pose. Take 3 to 4 more breaths here. This pose helps strengthen the standing leg, stabilizes the ankle, the knee, and the hip joint. It improves your balance and your concentrations, keeps you present. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Hands back into prayer position. Place them on your hips. Draw your right knee back out to the center. If you want to add to this a little bit, point your toes of your right foot away from you. Oops. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Release your right foot back to the mat. Nicely done. And walk it out. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Remember, take your option. Remember, you don't have to get into every option in your yoga practice. Take the option that suits your body today. Heel to ankle, calf muscle are above your knee joint. Left foot into the side, right foot. Finding a spot on the floor, gazing at it. Hands into prayer position. Anjali Mudra. Now raise your hands up over your head. Core is engaged. Toes are spread wide on that right foot. Bring your hands back to your prayer position. Place them on your hips. Draw your left knee out to the center. Let's add a little bit. Lift the left leg, left foot. Point your toes. See, can you lift it about 2 more inches? Really get the quadricep working. 3, smile, 2, and 1. Place your left leg back in the mat. Say good morning to your leg muscles, especially the calf muscles and the quads. Excellent. Let's keep a nice flow going. Standing in the top of your mat in Tadasana pose.
And we'll continue to move back through our sun salute. And we're going to add in a few standing postures from there. Okay, Tadasana pose, mountain pose. Inhale, raise your hands. Look up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale to look forward, lift the chest. Exhale, step back. Plank pose. You have your options. Inhale. Exhale, lower through Chaturanga Dandasana or two Chaturanga. So Chaturanga is this. Roll over your toes. Inhale to Cobra pose or Upward Dog. Exhale, push back into Downward Dog. Step your right foot in between your hands. Come right up in the ball of your back foot. Bend your right knee, raise your hands. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee another bit. Right knee tracks over your ankle. And we straighten that back leg. So feel a nice stretch along the front of your left leg. That's target area. If you're not, maybe your distance is too short. Shape your body to feel it in that area, front of the left leg. Relax the shoulders. Take another breath here in our lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to drop your back knee if you need to. Take your left hand forward, your right hand back. Twist. Holding. For 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Swing your right hand forward, your left hand back. Ground your left heel to the mat. Warrior 2 pose. So if your back knee is dropped, you're going to come back up to this position. Common misalignment in Warrior 2 pose. Back knee is bent. We want to straighten the back knee as much as we can. The heel of our front foot is aligned with the instep of our back foot. And the toes of our back foot point out towards the side of your mat. In a little bit. Right knee bends, tracks over your ankle. Doesn't fall inward. Draw back. Use your quads. Hands out shoulder height. Looking out over your front middle finger, your drishti point. Try not to reach too far forward. Come back. Reach out through both hands and lengthen up through your spine. Now place your left elbow into your right elbow. Wrap your hands around each other. Eagle hands. If you can't get your hands around each other, just bring them back to back or grab your shoulders. Work your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Simulate in the upper body. Feel that nice broadness in your upper back. Your forearms, your wrist, your upper arms. Get a nice stretch. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands down. Bring them back out shoulder height. Take your back hand, your left hand. Bring it to your right hip behind your back. Straighten your front leg. Toe your back foot in a small bit. Bring your right hand forward. Reach it forward as far as you can. Place your right hand on your shin. And open that left side of your chest towards the ceiling. See how I'm left shoulder's dropped? We don't want that to happen. We want this to happen. Open, open, open. When it's open, raise your left hand. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. You may have an opportunity to slide the right hand down along the right leg a little bit more. But what not to do is, as the right hand goes down, your shoulder does this. Don't do that. If that happens, come back. Keep the shape. Keep the form. Holding 3, 2, and 1. From here, place your left hand on your hip. Rebend your right knee. Option 1, place your right forearm on your knee, your thigh muscle. Creep your back foot back those few inches you brought them in. Or option 2, right hand to the outside. You can use a prop outside of your right leg and your left hand out over your head. Side angle pose. Parsvottanasana. 3 more breaths. Keep your legs strong, ground the back foot. Open through the rib cage as you reach the top hand away from you, out to the top of your mat. Nicely done. Inhale. Come back up to Warrior 2. Exhale. Windmill your hands, frame your front foot. Come up in the ball of your back foot. Step your right leg back to meet your left leg. Option 1, you can flow. That's Chaturanga Dandasana, Cobra Upward Dog. And option 2, Downward Dog. So your choice. You want to flow again? Feel free to flow. Or come back to Downward Dog. When we get to Downward Dog, move it straight into the left side. Look forward. Raise your left leg back and up. Step your left foot in between your hands. Come right up in the ball of your back foot. Inhale, raise your hands. Crescent lunge. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Relax your shoulders. Take your right hand forward and your left hand back.
Twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. So twists are great for releasing trapped energy. Releasing tension, bring more mobility to your spine. Lengthen on your inhale and exhale, you twist. Look out over your left shoulder. Stick with it. 3, 2, 1. Warrior 2. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Ground your foot. Ground your back heel. Right hand behind your back, find your left hip crease. Straighten your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in a little bit. Bring your left hand forward. Reach it forward a little bit more. And then release it to your shin. Open the right side of your chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, raise your right hand. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Main target area, hamstrings. 3 hamstrings along the back of the left leg. Right across your chest. They're the main target area in this posture. So reach the top hand up towards the ceiling. Look to the ceiling if you can. If not, to the side or even down. Place your top hand on your hip. Rebend your left knee. Place your left forearm on your thigh muscle. Heel toe your back foot back a little bit. Inhale, raise your right hand up over your head. Okay, you have the option of bringing your left hand to a prop to the outside. Again, we don't want to drop the right shoulder and do something like this. We want to stay open and reach. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come back out. Warrior 2. From Warrior 2, windmill your hands, frame your front foot, come up in the ball of your back foot. Step your left leg back to meet your right leg. Plank pose. We're going to hold plank pose for 5 breaths. Feel free to drop your knees to the mat. Do it to the front of my mat. Feel free to drop your knees to the mat. Push the mat away from you. Firming up your rib cage, your thigh muscles. Holding, it's challenging, yes. But we're going to face that challenge today. We're not going to opt out. Push the mat away from you. 3 more breaths, stick with it. Drop your knees if you need to. Hold. 3. Smile through it. Why is he keeping us there? 2. And 1. Drop your knees to the mat, sit your bum back, your heels and your hands forward. Rest your forward on the mat just for a moment. Deep breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, come back to all fours and swing your feet forward. We're going to finish with an inversion. So your inversion is lie back, place a block or your hands, a pillow, roll up your mat, in under your lower back and take your feet up towards the ceiling. And if you practice at shoulder stand, you know where you're going. Feel free to go to the full variation shoulder stand. We're going to hold it for about 10 breaths or so. Inversions are important in our practice. Reverse blood flow back to your heart. Slows down your heart rate. Improving circulation. Encouraging the flow of lymph in your body, which helps fight bacteria, thus improving your immune system. There's never been a better time to improve your immune system. Holding for 3 to 4 more breaths. Now slowly start to come out. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the mat. Push them into the mat. Lift your hips. Pop your block to the side. So if you have another 5 minutes, I'm going to strongly recommend that you lie in Shavasana, just lying on your mat. You can set your timer. Hands down by your side. Face the palms, your hands up towards the ceiling. Other than that, we're going to sign out the class by coming to a seated position. So again, if you have that time, please take it.
Shavasana is just as important as every other posture you've done here today. And take a moment in Shavasana, 5 minutes if you can, before you go through your day, before it gets a little bit busier. Place your hands into a prayer position from that seated position, sit tall, and close down your eyes. Take a deep inhale in through your nose. Exhale, side out. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale, side out. Finishing our class together by saying Namaste to each other. Namaste meaning the good in me sees the good in you. Bow your head to your hands. As always, sign of gratitude to you, to your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me for your practice for this Monday session of Move, Breathe and Stretch. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, we're back here next Wednesday and Friday too at the same time, 7 a.m. Set your alarm clocks. If you found today's class difficult, make sure you're there next Wednesday, okay? Because things get a little bit easier for you. If you're new to yoga, keep practicing with me and you'll feel a massive difference over time, and I know a lot of you have already and a lot of you are enjoying it. So if you are enjoying it, tell all those around you. Maybe you may encourage them to come to their mat, roll out their mat even one day, and they also can feel the benefits of the yoga practice. Have a lovely day. Thanks, guys.